Then data warehousing stages. Here you can see in what a data warehouse will do. Producer want to know in all these aspects we can use it, right? So once again I'll repeat the data warehouse data is subject oriented, integrated, time based and non-volatile. Why we are saying it's a subject oriented? Because it will store the data in a subject oriented format, and it will be integrated in the sense it is grouped together, and in that we will attach a timestamp, time which is time based also, and to store a non-volatile data. So defined in many different ways. So a decision support a database that is maintained separately from the organization operational database. The support information processing by providing full platform consolidated historical data analysis. A data warehousing is the process of constructing data warehouses. The process is known as data warehouse. Here you can see why we are saying it is subject oriented, because organized around major subjects such as customer, products, and sales. If a person want to know about his product details or whichever products is having highest demand in the market, so what you have to do is like he has to analyze the pattern of the product which is having highest demand, and focusing on the modeling and analysis of data for decision makers, not only on daily operational transaction processing. It will provide a simple and concise view around a particular subject issues by excluding data that are not useful in the decision support process. So here you can see subject-oriented system. We are saying data warehouse subject-oriented system. So here a bank manager want to give or want to a person requested for a loan. A bank manager has to take decision upon it. So while taking decision, he has to consider some factors like what is the financial condition of that particular customer is, how how he will repay it, whether he'll be able to repay the loan. So for all these things, he has to know about the financial condition of that particular customer. So customer financial information will include informations like how much shares he is having, how much savings is he is having, what are the equity plans he has joined, and what kind of insurance he is paying for, and how much loan he is having, and how he is repaying it. So all this information means it's a complete financial information about a person. So after getting it, a social a bank manager can easily take the decision regarding whether it is safe to provide a loan or risky for a bank to provide loan. That is why we are telling it is subject oriented. Next is integrated. Why we are saying integrated? It is constructed by integrating multiple heterogeneous data. Here, relational databases, flat files, online transaction records, all are there. After doing the data cleaning and data integration techniques, we will apply it. So that will help you to ensure the data consistency, because here data warehouse is integrated, so we can ensure the consistency. Example is like hotel price means currency, tax, breakfast cover, etc. will be added in there. When a data moved to data warehouse, it will be in a converted format. Next is here you can see some of the OLTP applications like saving, current accounts, loans, and all. And a customer is applying for a loan, and the bank manager has to decision upon it. So what he will do is like he will take decision upon how how or what kind of data is stored. According to that, the data will be analyzed and new pattern will be evolved. or generated. And we can say it is time variant because the time horizon for the data warehouse is significantly longer than that of the operation system. And operational database, we can say it will store the current value of the data. And data warehouse data provide information from a historical perspective, like for the last 5 years or from 5 to 10 years, like that. So we will attach a timestamp related with that. It will help you to understand at what time this operation has occurred. Right? If it is an operational data, we will not attach any timestamp. We cannot say if it is operational systems are not as having timestamp. The key operational data may or may not contain the time element. And we will call it as because physically a separate store of data transferred from the operational environment. So operational update of the data does not occur in the data warehouse environment, and it will does not require transaction processing and require only two operations in data accessing. One is initial loading of data, next is accessing of data. These are two operations uh, performed for data accessing. Here you can see in an operational database either you can do insert, update, or delete operation and all. And there you can see it is reloading, and after the loading process it will be loaded inside the data warehouse. So this will be in an organized manner, then we can access it easily. The difference between OLAP and OLTP here, users function as and next is OLTP and OLAP. OLTP is online transaction processing. Here this OLTP is used by next is about the functions. Here in OLTP this and next is about database design. Here this database design in OLTP is application oriented, but in the case of OLAP it is subject oriented. And the data will be current and up to date detailed, and which is flat, relational, and in user's perspective it is repetitive, and OLAP is like ad hoc. Whenever we need, we will use it. Accessing time, read or write, index hash on a prime key. Lot of scans are present in the case of OLAP. And next is about the database size. Here 100 MB to some thousands of GB will be there in the case of OLTP. But in the case of OLAP, from 100 GB to terabyte will be there. That is the size. So this is about the OLTP and OLAP information. Hope this is clear. That's all about the topic of data warehousing. Here, importantly, you have to study what is data warehouse is. What a data warehouse is. So, a data warehouse is a large collection of business data that will help an organization to make decisions. The concept of data warehouse was introduced in the late 80s, and when it was developed to help the transition data from normal data to decision support system, we will use it. And there are different tools which will help us to do the updation in data warehouse. Normally, we will say data warehouse is a subject oriented data warehouse will provide information. A data warehouse provide information which is a specific subject, will help you to analyze the data of that particular subject. And two key operations in data accessing is like initial loading and access of data. There are some typical tools for doing data warehousing. They are Amazon Shift, Microsoft SEO, Teradata, PostgreSQL. All these are some examples for data warehousing, data warehouse data. So that's all for today. Next we will discuss about the multi-dimensional data model in next class.